This member of the Academy is a diplomat from Yale University.
Hello, everybody. My name is Andrew Gumbs. I'm sorry I couldn't be there today, but currently on a plane to Cairo. I have to give some talks on artificial intelligence. Just wanted to thank Dr. Jean-Claude Coffin for the opportunity to speak today. Welcome to Paris. As you can see here, I'm going to be talking about artificial intelligence surgery. As you can also probably tell from my accent, I'm originally from the United States. I moved back to Paris about 4 years ago. I currently work in West Paris. I'm Boissy, and my academic title is at the University of Magdeburg in Germany. So I'm going to be talking about a new journal where I'm the editor-in-chief. We're going to be talking about the difference between artificial intelligence in surgery and artificial intelligence surgery. Artificial intelligence surgery, or AIS, really implies autonomous action. We'll talk more about that later. An important and easier way to understand artificial intelligence is weak artificial intelligence versus strong artificial intelligence. Probably the best way to understand that is by talking about the 6 levels of autonomy, which are based on the 6 levels of autonomy from autonomously driving cars. We're also going to review what artificial intelligence already exists in the interventional fields. So first off, what is surgery today? It's really a mixture of open surgery, minimally invasive surgery, laparoscopic and robotic assisted, but it's also interventional endoscopy. It's NOTES, natural orifice transluminal endoscopic surgery, but it's also interventional radiology, things like interventional cardiology also. So this is our journal. This is the website. It's aisjournal.net. Again, we're entitled Artificial Intelligence Surgery. Our first issue came out in December of 2021. Comes out quarterly. Our 5th issue was just published in December. And our current estimated impact factor is about 2.25. So we're very proud about that. We've really been publishing for just over a year now. So this is just what the website looks like. I encourage you to go. It's open access. It's free to publish with us. So you're all taking a business course. You recognize this is the Gartner Hype Cycle. This is the one for artificial intelligence surgery. Really started with endoscopy. It was really the first time that a screen was placed between a doctor and a patient. From there, we got minimally invasive surgery or laparoscopic surgery, and then robotic surgery, NOTES. And we were all very excited. We had a peak of inflated expectations. But then, we started going down that slope, to the trough of disillusionment. But at the same time, the computer scientists were making great inroads with artificial intelligence. They're developing machine learning, deep learning, natural language processing, and computer vision. And at the same time, we kind of realized, I was asked if I wanted to be an editor of a new journal. We started realizing that there's actually more examples of autonomous actions in the operating room than we thought. So we actually thought we were on the upswing. We were closer to the slope of enlightenment and plateau of productivity than we thought. So we said, let's call it artificial intelligence surgery. And here we are today. So this just shows you publications. When you put into PubMed artificial intelligence and surgery, you can see the amount of publications really follows the hype cycle. Really, peak of inflated expectations was about 10 years ago. The trough was about 5 years ago, and we're really up on the upswing. So this is, we don't have time to get into this, but essentially artificial intelligence surgery incorporates machine learning, which are really algorithms that enable the computer to answer questions it wasn't necessarily designed to answer. Those are examples of this are supervised learning and unsupervised learning and reinforcement learning, which is used a lot with robotics and autonomous actions. Deep learning is really an architecture of machine learning. It's based on the neural cortex, many different layers interconnected to help us get more complex answers to more complex questions. Examples of these are convolutional neural networks and artificial neural networks. Artificial intelligence also incorporates computer vision, things like object detection, classification, segmentation, but artificial intelligence also includes robotics, automation, and full-on autonomous actions, or AIS. So I just want to mention for you one of the things that was most exciting for me about moving back to France. I say that because I did one of my fellowships in Paris back in 2007. But the French are truly excellent in computer vision, and these are some beautiful images from the University of Strasbourg for liver surgery. I'm a minimally invasive HPB surgeon, and here some more augmented reality. Here you can see that it's just beautiful from Patrick Passot's group at the University of Strasbourg. So I just wanted to show you this because on your iPhone right now, for the last 3 or 4 years, you can download this for the low price of $49.99. It's called the Surgeon's Jarvis. It's named after a character in the Marvel Comics who ultimately became Vision. So I just want to show you this. You know, this is for a lap Foley, so I apologize for any non-surgeons out there. But you can imagine a young surgeon's doing a surgery, they're having a hard time. They ask the scrub tech just to hold up their phone, turn on their camera, and as these lines go from red to green, you've obtained the critical view, and it's safe to clip the important structures. So you can imagine in the United States, if you don't use this technology and you have an injury, you could have a problem. So I just really like, the main reason I like to show you this is that computer vision is already available on your iPhone. So artificial intelligence in surgery is really an artificial intelligence algorithms. Deep learning, machine learning are used before the operation or after the operation. So we don't have time to get into that, but again, a lot of these concepts were discussed in our first editorial called What is Artificial Intelligence Surgery? So let's talk a little bit more about autonomous actions. A lot of people get confused when they hear artificial intelligence surgery. They think it has to mean that the robot is doing the entire surgery. And you know, we're not going to go from 0 to that. We're going to have many, many baby steps. You know, we have things like weak artificial intelligence where automatic actions, you hit a button, it does something automatically. But we also do have some examples of autonomous actions or really more strong artificial intelligence. So the best way really to get the further nuances of this is to talk about the 6 levels of surgical autonomy. Briefly, level 0, no autonomy. Level 1, telemanipulation of a robot. That's like the Da Vinci robot. You have a surgeon moving the robot essentially. Level 2 corresponds to limited autonomous action. Level 3 is conditional autonomy, where the surgeon selects among several autonomous actions that the robot can perform. There's examples of this. Level 4 autonomous actions include automated medical decision-making under the doctor's control. There's an example of this. And believe it or not, there's also an example of strong autonomy or level 5. So level 2, briefly, there's a handheld robot called Sydney made by Medtronic. That is an example of that. Level 3 is a vessel sealing device. You have multiple buttons. Depending on how big the vessel is, it'll work differently. This is a picture just showing cardiac ablation. That's an example of level 4 autonomy. And, you know, very briefly, I don't have time. I like to ask people this, but an example of level 5 is the automated implantable cardioverter defibrillator. It's a device that interprets a patient's rhythm. They can tell that they're dying and they give a life-saving treatment. So this is a beautiful example of level 5 autonomy that's been around in healthcare for essentially my entire career. So this is a white paper that goes that we published that goes further into this. If you're interested, I encourage you to go. I just wanted to show some pictures of the different robots. There's about 13 different telemanipulators on the market right now. They're even single port robots. Again, they're just telemanipulators, just level 1. But there's really just an explosion of robots right now. This is a paper I published on the road to how we get to autonomous actions, published in Sensors. Just a little bit more detailed map, if you will, of how we get to autonomous actions if you're interested. So just to end, I know I have to be done in 10 minutes. So current AI in surgery includes machine learning to help with clinical decisions and efforts at natural language processing, which I didn't really talk about. It really is just how the computer interprets what we say. Really, you know, natural inroads in natural language processing, machine learning, really, that's the majority of AI as we know it in surgery. Advances in computer vision, however, are really creating the greatest leaps forward. They're most visually beautiful and easy to understand. But It's also important to know that intraoperative surgery that utilizes AI, otherwise known as autonomous actions, it exists and is really perhaps the most exciting aspect of AI for surgeons. Thank you very much.